Fanfic Corner, presented by Jennifer. Old friend, new friend. The first thing Rayla does after Callum is acquainted with her meadow and the adorabers is hunt through the foliage under the silver bark trees to find the little yellow burr that kept her company all those years ago. It's a long shot. He won't be yellow anymore, and that's if he's even there at all. Adorabers aren't known for their longevity, and this one had been with her for at least a couple years before he found his spot under the silver bark tree to retire. She had other adoraber friends too, but this one is special. It saw her through her first month with Itari and Ruran, her first month without her parents. It had been a time. She was angry at Mom and Dad, and she made sure Itari and Ruran knew it by being as difficult as possible. When all the other kids were getting ready to celebrate the harvest moon with their families, Rayla had just left hers, and yeah, Itari and Ruran tried those first few weeks, but it wasn't the same, and they knew that as well as she did. She hadn't gone to the bonfire in the end. Other things had happened. The whole thing was Shura and his family and the Blood Moon Huntress. The little yellow adoraber had been with her through it all, and had stayed with her for months after, too. They were hard, lonely days, but at least she had him. And she hopes, perhaps a little too optimistically, that he's still around. The foliage shuffles. Rayla's heart lifts for a moment, but then she clears it away and finds a meadow mole instead. "Oh," she mumbles, her shoulders drooping with disappointment. "What's wrong?" Rayla looks up and chuckles a little, in spite of herself. Callum is peering over her shoulder with a bunch of adorabirds tucked into his scarf. "Nothing," she says. I had a friend a long while ago who I hoped might still be here." Callum's brows knit together. "One of these guys?" "Yeah," Rayla snorts, and it's both fond and aware of how ridiculous it sounds. "A little yellow one. I called him Arnand. He was my best friend for a little while." Your best friend was an adorbor? I didn't have the easiest time getting along with the other kids. Rayla shrugs. I don't really know what else I expected. Adorbers don't live that long, and it's been years. I guess I just hoped my new best friend might get to meet him. She huffs as she gets up and dusts her hands against her pants. It's not a big deal. He was... She didn't finish. Callum tugs her into his embrace before she can. She blinks. What are you doing? Callum breathes into her shoulder. She thinks she can feel a shudder in his breath. You were a lonely kid, huh? Oh, Rayla presses her lips together. I guess I was. You're my best friend, too, he says, and you don't ever have to be alone again. Rayla pauses. Then she laughs and hugs him back. Yeah, she supposes. She was. But in Itari's words, sometimes the act of caring is being there when no one else is. And Callum is very definitely there. She smiles and tightens her arms around him.